Hi, this is Lynn with Educating with Wisdom, the ambassador for heavens, creating and protecting goddesses and archangels over life. And I know that that's a mouthful, but that's how we're going to protect all of this. And I've been hacked into several times, and again, I've gotten a false setup, and it's by this dark group that people talk about. So let's go in and take a peek. I want to make sure that I can move this around, and let's see. Oh, here we are here. So last week it was I'm going to be looking at an Albert Weber, and it was recommended that I contact him. This is the number we're going to call from. And you're going to see that it said that he was from the United States, and he's not from the United States. He's from Canada. He's from British Columbia, which means, again, as I've written before, it's British, the Columbia, which is what Canada and the United States, the British part of it, used to be called when England controlled it. And the Columbia was, of course, that woman that wore, I think it was a Frisian cap for freedom. It used to be popular before Uncle Sam. And Meghan Markle put the United States both on her coat of arms as well as on her wedding veil. So I knew it was a setup. Now, since they have been after me nonstop, and I know it sounds paranoid, but I'm just going to begin to send the stuff out, and other embassies and countries have known this as well. So I'm reaching out to Palm Beach County because we need you to step up to the bat. And I'm going to start reaching out to my friends in Canada and letting them know what's happening here, and then also to the Mexicans. So anyway, after putting something up online recently, and it was regarding Palm Beach County and the case that I needed to put up that they kept blocking me from being able to do, I then got another text message or response on my YouTube. Now, just for a moment, I want you to hear what happens when I dial that number for Lambert. And let's take a peek what it sounds like. Here's the number. It's the 60. Can we see it? It's the 604. I've been trying to reach him. I don't think you ever reach him. It's the 604-6352. That one. Okay. It's not from the U.S. It says that he's living. He's a Canadian, and I have dual citizenship. So here we go. And it'll just hang up on you. Huh? Shall we? No, they don't want us to call you. Nothing. They won't let it go through. It's amazing. I have it on. It says it's calling. You can't hear a thing. Everything is turned up, and they won't let it go. Let's try it one more time. You're seeing them at their best. There we go again. Oops. Anything there? No, they won't let it go through. It's a false number. But it was calling before, and you'll see that it was a pickup before on the other line, and it's not telling you that it doesn't work. It's just dead because that's what they want it to be. Now let's go in and switch this around so that we begin to see what this is about. When you see the work that I've sent out to the embassies and at all points, I always point up to heaven, and I talk about Yeshua and Jesus, and I talk about the new paradigm. That is actually the best word to discuss it. Is the Jews are very misogynistic in terms of the Old Testament, but so are the Christians. And as I reach out to Palm Beach County, as I mentioned before, teachers are very much on top of, especially language teachers and to some extent social studies and reading teachers, what is a primary archetype and paradigm. How automatic thoughts come through based upon what those primary archetypes and paradigms are. I've been discussing since almost last year, from almost a year, about birthing Adam, the new Adam, into it for the new paradigm. And so now they're picking up on all of that, and they're using my work in most insidious ways. So let's go in, and I'm going to switch this around, and let's go in and see what they did here. Here's my YouTube, Meghan Markle Moore. That's not where I was. I was on something else. Now, let's take a look at all these things that are here. Starting 2 days ago, this is what was here. He came up after the first one and said, "Thank you. I'm hearing you and it's just this, but I pray you're safe and will remain safe." Now, if you don't see what else I wrote here, because they have removed it. They just removed it. So what I did is I went in and I took a picture, because you're going to see how they've taken my work and they have put a completely occult twist to it. All right? And you don't see anything else in there. So let's go in and see what else is actually there. Oh. And I emailed it to myself. There we go. First, I sent this to me. Now, this is where I got his information from, the 604 and all of that. I got it right from here. Because that person told me to call him in my hardship. Let's go back. Now, here's an indication of the kinds of things he took. Obviously, I deal with feminism. This is some of the stuff that he removed. Also, if you can explain about the visits of the Pope to the Arab nations, is it the union of religions at this time? Because this man is doing an omni-universe. He wants the union of religion, and we know in Revelations that the union of religion is you can't do that until the real Christ comes back, and so we just can't do it. We're told not to. We're told that that is part of the Antichrist movement. And I go on, and we can't see it because they removed it. I thank our Heavenly Father, Mother, for your support, request, and prayer. I do not have a home. I have faith in God, but unless people begin to, I'm not sure anymore, although I am not privy to these private things, and I go in and discuss what's going on. But they've removed it, so you can't see it. It just does not exist anymore. All right? This is part of the group, could have been Freud's, that works with Meghan Markle. Freud is a group that's in the UK, and of course Sarah Lantham, who was so active. So here we go. This is what he has, but you don't see this here, so it's all missing. Much love. He acts like he knows me. I figure it's somebody that and yet you can't open any of these things. So what he does is he goes on and he then, that are not, but lean to the political framework of nations. I'm not a Catholic, but consider myself a devoted humanitarian with respect to knowledge of divine presence at work and the individual soul, forcing us to work on bringing about a peaceful thing. Now, here's the thing about just the divine presence. When you go in and look at their site is very pagan driven, and they take catchwords out from what you're going to see I sent to the embassies. Let's go in and take a peek. And they're very Kabbalah. And they're Kabbalah and part of the whole occult site that's up here. You're a brand new introduction to my interest. and we'll have to listen to your videos more than once you. Okay, so but they're brand new. He went and he just took things out. Okay, he didn't like the religious aspect of it, and I told him to go in and look at Micah 4 and 5, because in Micah 4 and 5 it says, "And each man, we will pound your swords into plowshares, and each man or each woman," well, what we say woman, "will be sitting under their own tree, eating their own fig, and worshiping their own gods. But we shall be worshiping ours." So I'm going to show you that. They did not like that answer, and they removed it from the site. Let's go in and take a peek at it. Let me put you on pause for a moment. Okay, here we are, Micah 4. And it's very interesting. So they want a one-world religion because there is a movement in Judaism to bring in well, the third temple you're going to see, it's subterranean, and I will go into that very briefly when I put these two videos together. By the way, Zion means weapon. This is not a peaceful word. Zion, the word itself, means weapon. And Yahweh is actually a feminine ending in the house of Elohim, Jacob. "Direct us from him, and we shall go and pass of him from Zion, and shall go forth the law and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem. And he judges between peoples and many ones, and he corrects for nations staunch, stubborn ones, still afar. And they pound swords of them to mattocks," which is what a Zion is supposed to be, "and spears of them to prunes. Not shall they lift nation to nation sword, and not shall they learn further war. And they shall sit man under vine of him, and under fig tree of him," because that's actually the fruit, the tree of life. "And there is no one causing trembling, the mouth of Yahweh host he spoke. And all the peoples they shall go, man in name of Elohim of him. And we shall go in name of Yahweh Elohim for eon and further." So there is nothing here that says that the other people all have to use our same name for God. Nothing is there. Now let's put you on pause for a moment. Oh, and by the way, and here we go. And they already know, because I already sent this out to, you're going to see that this information was already sent out to the embassies. "And now to what you are shouting about, King, there is none counseling you, perish. Woman giving birth, travail you, daughter of Zion." So they already know that I'm involved in this. And they go and they take my words. So let's put it on pause. Okay, there's should still be here, and it is. So let's open this up, because this is not going to be him. It will be somebody else. Now, it says that this person contacted me. No, he didn't. So what happened is, after that person went through and took off, I found out, I went through and I tried calling them. All right. Here we go. My name is Lynn Schnebley, and without going into much detail, in order to leak so that I can I'm Adam's children to help heal the earth, move it into geo-regionalism, and use my records to help fund a more positive future, straighten out some paradigms. It's very hard. Okay, so there we go. Up by the center of the galaxy. So let's go and see what they're. This is going to take just a minute. Remember, this was not up and running. This is reaction formation to what I'm putting out there. And they are mortified. Meghan Markle has been tiptoeing, and Sarah Latham has been tiptoeing around everything. So let me show you what they're putting out there. In fact, for a long time, this wouldn't even send. Remember, they've already moved that information off of my YouTube, and what they've taken off of my server is incredible. So it says here, we go here. All right? Right, he can ask, and take a look. Now, this is a religious symbol, and it is part of the people that bring the dead and on earth together. Originally, Judaism did not believe in going up to heaven. Jesus Christ was the first that said, we go up to heaven. This is what we're about. Secondly, he never ever said that there was a fall. So when we go back and we take a look at that Adam story, it was actually it's 23,000 years ago, touchdown. So for all these people that have been working on all these theories, they are occultists. Empowering you. There's the phoenix. The thing about the phoenix is that it's stuck in this life and it can never move on. And I'm going to show you a special site before we move on. This is a brand new site. It just came up earlier today. It was not on at all. Notice how they're trying to make it this. It was not up. But let's go on. Your inheritance. Okay, so here we go. All right. This is what we have going on here. And what they really want to show is different types of coupling. Okay. And that's what they're doing. Again, this is the phoenix. Discover, create forums, live chats, meet, coffee, lounges, book clubs, movies, so on and so forth, what you're looking for. Going up into the cloud. Take a look at this. Because I showed you that other piece about being in the cloud. Would you like to connect with others in an educational playground that supports your emerging truth? Well, I don't talk about my emerging truth. I talk about what Jesus tells us to do. This is not my emerging truth, or what our religious people tell us to do. And this is not my emerging truth. If you are looking for a high vibe hangout with others, join our virtual campus. Now there's something very interesting. Hold your own, meet up and share. Here we have the chakras that goes on. Now, only because they've already taken things off my curriculums, areas of study, world compassion and leadership. Areas of study, build your own mission foundation of truth. Learn what is relevant and powerful to truth. Remember, I'm already talking about these things for a year. Okay, here we go. And they have blocked my educating with wisdom for being able to do anything. Remember, educating with wisdom. This is what I wanted. So what did they do? They came and they stole everything out. There we go. We have all need to shed our personal collective. Alchemizing. This is going to be very important. This is a form of witchcraft. We have all need to shed our personal and collective past by understanding, experiencing, then alchemizing the shadows we carry. We want an end to war, disease, and selfishness. Boy, that is some term, isn't it? Notice when you go see and through my work, they are constantly taking, except they turn to a truly birth compassion. All right, this is, nope. Alrighty. The fact is as soon as a new psychology is being born, notice this is the way we authentically walk. There is nothing, it does not impose a new belief system. The midwife husband not act as power. All right, this is all, they are taking everything from my work that you're going to see. Okay. And no, this is actually, these are actually, I'll show you what the Phoenix is about. Here we go. Oh, and by the way, here we go. It's right here. No. Here we go. Best regards as well. Oh, here we go. You can also explore the virtual campus library and bookstore as well as curriculum and curses. So here we go. Let's take a look at the Phoenix. No. Oh, by the way, I'm sure that's Freud's that's involved in this. Here we go. Phoenix spiritual. What does Phoenix? Mythical? Rebirth? And what is your sign? Signs, civil, ultimate creativity. This is the Phoenix. Let's put you on.